everybody. Welcome to session 3 of Twin Dwarf Tango, a Scum and Villainy adventure. This session is called, I've already forgot it, Storm Shadow?
Star Shadow?
Star Shadow!
Star Shadows, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, that my mind, I remember things. Anyway, we're going to go around, say hello to everybody, introduce yourselves. I'm Katie. I use she, her pronouns. I play Indigo Wynn, the scoundrel, and captain of the Osiris. That's a loose term. But yeah. Elle, what about you?
I am Elle. I use these their pronouns. I play Weven 10, who uses Fae Fair pronouns, and Fae is the Mystic playbook.
Josh, Pro.
Hey, I am a pro starter, he, him, and I am playing Tyrese, also he, him, and he is the muscle.
And last but not least, we'll turn it over to Matthias to take over this crazy adventure.
Hi, I'm Matthias. I use him, and I have the pleasure of being these lovely people's GM for this game. Yeah. So first things first. We're playing Scum and Villainy. We've got this little crew of bounty hunters, or job takers, right? We're using we have safety tools in play, like we've lines and veils set up, and we're using the X and an O card. X card is should we come upon something that we do not want in the game, anybody can go like that, or exit the chat, or say I'm going to X card and then we jump back a bit, take the narrative in a different direction, no explanation required. The end card is for when we might be coming up against some sensitive material to communicate that and let everyone know, hey, let's take it a little bit slower, be more aware of each other. And the O card is, yes, this is a super emotional thing we're doing right now, but I'm into it. I want to push down that line. Are you okay with that as well? So can be also used as a question and as an affirmative. Yeah. So last time we basically only did downtime last time, right? Yeah, we finished up a little bit of housekeeping about I think payout and heat and stuff that you got, and then we got to see Weven complete fair telepathy long-term project. So now if I can communicate with the other crew members on site via their mind, which that happened through a couple of interesting scenes. Like there was a spa visit on this heavily industrialized planet involved. We got what did Indigo get up to? Oh yeah, there was some
Indigo went on a bender.
Yeah. Which produced more heat on you, right?
Yeah, because she bragged about the your bot that they had. She bragged about Ara Ini to everybody while she was like getting high, and yeah, it wasn't good. Don't look at me that way, Josh. You weren't here to control me.
Yeah. Could I even know?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Tyrese was away for the entire last episode, and I think Tyrese was, or at least we were speculating that Tyrese was on some odd job regarding his family business or something like that. We shall see if that comes into play this session or maybe in a later session, or if there's something you want to tell us right now that's that you've got burning under your fingernails. You're welcome to, Terry's. We can save it for later.
Yeah, I'll save that for later,
Sure.
I think.
And then what happened was someone rang the doorbell of the Osiris. And when Inigo went to basically check on, well, who's that now, she only found like a package like this large, kind of, upon the doorstep, and like no one to deliver it, but being kind of an official delivery with like it was addressed to Weven 10, with like a futuristic delivery note where when you put your thumb down, it actually asks you if you want to receive it and that kind of thing. And it turned out to be a package from the ghosts, those strange scientists that live kind of a phased out existence, and have to exist in these special suits. They can actually take over other people's bodies, but those people die afterwards, in a couple of days, so it's not something that they usually do. So kind of old friends, I think that's what came across. I think we discussed a little bit about it. That's who you have your well stocked out and equipped medical bay from. So and what was the package about? Yeah, the package is basically a question if they would take his job, and this job is like we're in the IOTA system, and the IOTA system has basically kind of like a normal star and a brown dwarf as like a twin star thing. It's a twin star system, and between those there is the belt of fire, like whatever, plasma storm, something that's raging between as those stars circle around each other, and the package just needs to be exposed to that for like a couple of insert arbitrary time frame here.
No big deal. We got this.
So a quick job. So something that Indigo and Weven thought, well, we can do this, get back before Tyrese actually returns. So I think this is when Indigo called up her on good terms ex to be like, well, we know, like,
remember that time I got in trouble out here and you helped me out? Can you do that again? Was basically the conversation, I think.
Yeah. For a way to because Weven had acquired a like official maps on where you're actually allowed to go in IOTA around those parts and what's kind of off limits for civilians. So now Inigo tried to get her ex-smuggler boyfriend to tell her, how do I get in and out of there without like causing too much ruckus with the authorities? So we had the maps. Now we have an actual route through those maps. And so everything was set. And I think that's when Tyrese kind of returned. And like, I don't know, like, yo, what's up? And you're like, well, we got a job to go. Straddle in. Any questions about that? Anything that I missed? Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, we also had the thing where when we saw Araini playing with Weaven's crystal collection, right? That was an interesting tidbit, I think. Oh, yeah, arranging them like in shapes and forms that are roughly akin to things that Faye recognize in terms of fair meditations. Cool. Okay, if there aren't any questions, I think I have a little thing. So when we actually open up, we see someone like sitting in a dark room, and like leaning on a table, but from head to toes, basically completely suited up. And they're just sitting there, and then the visor suddenly is lit by this blue light from ahead, and there's this ghostly figure that's like half translucent that steps up to the table. And we hear, so they took the job? Yes, I think they did. Good. I wasn't so sure, but she was proving useful. Think they can handle it without bringing too much attention to everything? Well, my impression is Faye should be able to handle it fine. They might use some old smuggling routes to get there and back. I don't know. Faye is kind of a puzzle. Fair species has still a lot of mysteries. They do not share much. Well, space is strange around those parts. Hope they can handle it. Yes. Spontaneous, short-ranged way lines appear and disappear. Well, we shall see. Right. Oh. And they went and took the job without him on board? No, I think he returned. That is a violent man. Well, we shall see if they come back. Yeah, and with that little cutaway in front of the credits, basically, right? We I think we're inside the cockpit as you like exit or as you basically jump off, because there's no proper exit around here. Jump off the last hyperspace lane that you were supposed to take, and we like at this point we can nicely see the two stars dancing in the distance, right? As this farther away proper star, and this smaller, more reddish glowing one that's closer to us. And we see like trajectories and courses that are planned, and you're heading straight there and in, and then we like probably see like a kind of zoomed out where we see the Osiris from far away coming closer and closer, and we had the engagement roll already last time, and that was a 4 to 5, so you'll be starting out in a risky position. And the way it's set up is the smuggling route that was given to you basically uses the the brown dwarf's shadow as a way to approach it, and to mask like any signal or radiation reflected by your ship, and with that you will like come fairly close, and you will also be using the brown dwarf as a slingshot to basically cross the fire belt once and then slingshot out again, and that will like reduce your time in an illegal space basically, and also hopefully will make sure that no one picks it up, or if they pick it up it'll be way too late and you'll be gone and away again. So I think the tricky part here is let's see, I should also take us over to the detailed overview. That'll probably be more helpful for everyone. That entire maneuver, and during that maneuver you'll probably have to put out the your grappling hook with the package. I think we can safely assume like that's all prepared beforehand. But can you see this clock over here? Right on the map.
Yep.
So that's an
Where? Oh, okay. On the, I see it on the where the systems are.
Yep.
Sorry.
So that's an 8-point clock that will get us through the entire maneuver. And I think That's actually funny because I wasn't even thinking about that. And in the pre-show we were talking about Bird Box, right?
Yeah.
As we basically start in on where we actually need to do stuff is when you're giving okay, we're going into the maneuver now, and basically the entire cockpit is for a brief moment like flooded in way too much light, right? And I think the cockpit itself, like it has a range where it can like darken the glass or what it basically lets through. But we also know it's gonna become too much either way. It's that close that you're being taken to the star. So there's we get this thing where suddenly the shades are lowered, and where it's basically a like the radioactive or like radiation protection gets lowered over the thing, so that is shut down. So now you have to like completely rely on your instruments. You can't see what's outside the ship, right? So it at least might give the others the impression of, well, if we're now by any chance like heading straight for the star, we can't even see it. So like for a moment it's dark before probably someone says, well, let's turn on the light or something. Yeah. So that first maneuver, or that's likely under Mervin's direction, correct?
Yeah.
Where would you all be? Would you all be actually in the cockpit at this point, or is someone like, or also where like the grappling controls? Because at some point someone needs to do that stuff, right?
What does it take to do grappling controls?
That's probably a helm. You mean in terms of action?
Yeah, like what would you need to what attribute would you need to use to like?
So you always get to decide, kinda, right?
Mm-hmm.
But helm is one that's also used for if you want to use a ship's weapons, and so it's kind of like that, right? But you might also be able to
Not
use
me.
or what are the other ones? So there's other ones that I could see. Attack might be one, like if you like actually pre-programmed it or something like that.
I don't think I have any. I'm not good on the ship guns, so I think that'd probably be Indigo. Because I won't have anything. Also, you're muted, Katie.
Oh, I didn't know I was muted. Sorry. I could probably roll helm.
I have nothing in it.
Yeah, I could probably roll helm and help. I could see Indigo shooting the grappling thing if Webbin was piloting. Yeah, because I think Indigo would want to feel like she was doing something useful.
Yeah, and right now we're kind of still outside, so I think the first thing is the steering the ship into the basically kind of slingshot approach. Oh, by the way, are we all space nerdy enough to know what a slingshot is? Slingshot.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's using the
the gravity.
Yeah, to basically alter your course and actually increase your speed as well.
Love it.
All right. So it's Faye that's handling this first thing. What's this look like?
Yeah, should I make a roll?
Yeah, also, you're welcome to give a little bit of description, or if you want to set some stuff up fictionally, that's also cool.
Yeah, so is Weapon the only person in the cockpit? Or is anybody else hanging out with Fair?
Would that... If we're going to do like the grappling thing, would that feasibly be where that is?
Yeah, I think that would either be there like near the airlock.
Because if we can feasibly say that's where that is, that's where Indigo would be, because that's what she's going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be near the airlock, near the small little cargo bay that you have.
It can be that there's like a sort of communication between us if I'm in another area. That there's like a video communication.
Yeah. Where's Tyrese hanging out?
I think if the lights are like off and stuff, I think Tyrese is probably trying to like fix that so that we're like operational. So he could be in like the cockpit, messing with the computer, or he could be somewhere in near the cockpit or in like the hallways, just messing with some wires, trying to get anything to kind of help us out.
Yeah.
Second pair of eyes to like keep on other readings, like how the engine is doing as you're doing this maneuver, that kind of thing.
Basically, yeah. So I'm like extremely nearby.
Is Araini also in the cockpit, or are they elsewhere?
I mean, we did say that they kind of started following you around, right?
Yeah.
So I think they might be, unless you like specifically weren't having them in the cockpit.
No, Araini is allowed in the cockpit.
Yeah, I feel like Araini would not leave Weaven's side.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Weaven's like talking through what Faye's doing, like half to Fair Self and half to Araini, like what I do when I'm surrounded by enemies in a video game, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta do this. I gotta like, switch to this gun and reload and get behind cover. And Weaven's just like talking to Fair Self, like about like what instruments Faye needs to be paying attention to, and like, okay, well, this thing is blinking, so that means this. And just like trying to stay focused.
Awesome, yeah. And you're using Helm?
I am using Helm.
So
I'm gonna push myself.
Well, let me give you position and effect first, because we might
do that.
push something else. Or, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, this is risky. That's the whole thing about this, right? And for starting out, it's a limited effect. Limited effect basically means it's just one tick on this clock. Remember, in downtime when you're doing long-term projects where 1, 2, 3 is one tick, 4, 5 is 2 ticks, 6 is 3 ticks. It's kind of the same scale. So that's what I mean, because you can also push with stress the effect level if you want to get more effect out of this.
Yeah, I don't want this slingshot maneuver to go bad, so I'm going to push for extra dice, because lots of things can go wrong here, and I don't really want them to go wrong, so I'm going to take my 2 stress, and this is risky limited?
Yes.
Okay.
And I can't think of a way that I could help.
Yeah.
If I'm in a whole totally different place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, apart from just looking, I can't really help or anything.
Yeah.
we could also go about this a different way. We haven't really introduced this mechanic yet, but it's a fun one. And but you can only do either or. I could offer you a devil's bargain. If you take that, you get an extra die, and then you can spend the stress on something else.
See, I'm afraid of your devil's bargain.
I took a devil's bargain.
Yeah, you did take a devil's bargain.
I love devil's bargains. I take them any chance I can get.
I will probably end up taking one later this session because I now only have 3 stress left before I take a trauma. But I'm gonna push myself here.
So, I think in how I'm gonna help then. I think I'm gonna help Wyvern by using my command. And just trying to calm Vey down. So just like talking through it, repeating, what the Vey is saying.
Yeah, like Weaven's just like, okay, I need to remember this, and then Tyrese's like, okay, like I'm remembering that. Like you concentrate on that and tell me when you need to remember the thing that you told me to remember.
I love that.
I'm spot checking things.
I love that. That's so sweet.
And that's an assist. So that's only costs 1 stress to assist someone, and you give them an additional die.
Okay, so I get 2 bonus dice. Okay, well,
it's a 4. It's a 4.
You got 2 3s, a 1 and a 4.
That's a good old roll 20 roll right there.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
We need to start this hashtag. We really do.
I mean, it's already known. It's Eric's fault.
So as you're moving into the approach, basically, that's 1 tick on the clock. So you only need to get 7 more ticks to fill this clock.
Only 7 more ticks.
Only 7 more ticks. Here's what happens, though. As you're assumedly, because you don't have any, like, you have your instruments to tell you, probably give you like a little bit of a, and maybe that's something you've like pulled up as well. It's like some kind of holographic projection of, well, we should be here, we should be online, like all our instruments are telling us we're online with the course, so everything is like proceeding as planned, and as it should be. One thing that happens is so the first thing that happens is that starts to flicker, and the other instruments also give like sometimes like they jump in what they show right into like extremes, and then back again into something that's sensible. Which, yeah, this must be like the star's radiation interfering with the ship's instruments or something like that. That's one thing that happens. And the second thing that happens is it's almost as if something hits the ship.
Again, great.
But it's like it's kind of like an air hole when you're flying, where like everything like does this little jerk, right? And like I think Araini has to do this like little adjustment to not like hit the hit the ceiling or something, as it's like hovering like slightly behind weapon, I think.
We need to get Araini a tether or something so that they don't go flying into the walls every time something goes wrong.
Put padding around them.
Something.
And that's when like there's suddenly like a warning light blinks associated with the engines. So,
you just hear Indigo go, "We just got these damn things fixed."
Yeah, it was like, I know.
That was a damn waste of credits. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
So at this point, it's unclear if there is actually any damage, right? There's also the thing where, because I told you 3 things, like I kind of was meaning giving you 3 consequences, but I didn't actually like do any damage yet. But yeah, this is what's happening. So you've got something happening in the engine room now.
She gets on the communicator and is like, "Tyrese, how close are you to the engine room?"
I can get there in a minute.
Go check it out. Let us know what's happening.
It's like big me and mitts like grab onto the chair and like roll out, and it's just like, oh god, this thing's so small.
I'm too big for this place.
And like, before I go, I look at Waven and go, "You got this," and do.
Space Marining down the corridor.
Wearing the wife beater.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
This is when like Araini like kind of chirps up, going boop 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 boop, and they're pointing out. I think they're actually being helpful here, as you see that they've jacked into one of the consoles, and the still like often flickering and diffusing part of the display like zooms in a bit further, and we're like now approaching we're not there yet, but we're approaching like the next maneuver point where you have to adjust where you're actually going. Yeah, Tyrese, this is when you're
you just hear barreling through.
Get to the engine room, and here's a question, right? What do these engines actually look like? What do you? Maybe let's go around and say a thing about them. Idea.
Indigo, you bought the ship. You go first.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think that they are. I think they're like 100% put together with like the equivalent of duct tape and, gum. Face duct tape and gum. Twine here.
Yeah. So is this like, because that immediately conjures up the image of like, oh yeah, the engine rooms are kind of like the engines in way too tight quarters in a submarine kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I think like Tyrese, because Josh has explained Tyrese is a very, very big man. I think like Tyrese has to duck to get in, and like he is like shoulder to shoulder with like this engine, like cramped in this room. It's a very, very tight space.
Mm-hmm.
It's barely running this ship, and it's put together with like twine and duct tape and hope of the gods that this keeps running.
Space Dad.
And I think it's
Jesus help us.
It's really loud,
and I think it's very hot.
Yeah,
steamy in here, and like Tyrese goes and like has to take a breath, because it like takes your breath away when you step in from the different temperature out in the hallway into this room. Like if you wore glasses, like your glasses would fog up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that, and yeah, and it's loud in the terms of like there's this beat almost, where it's like
Yeah.
depending on how hot basically the engines also need to be running right now. So
I love it.
yeah, and you're basically on impulse drive right now, and that's the propulsion you're currently using, right? You're not in a hyperspace lane. It's like a typical traditional physical physics way to move. Yeah, you get there, and you immediately get this as like in the back somewhere there's like something making a mess, and like it's actually reducing visibility as well as something steaming up or evaporating or hitting something hot. And yeah,
God. I get my on the side there's like a toolbox, and I get like a turbo clamp wrench, and I'm just like grabbing it and like running, like kind of sliding. I burn my shoulder on like one of like the pistons that are shooting. I'm like, oh God, fucking damn it. And I'm like moving forward. What do I see?
Yeah, like you have to actually like go sideways at a point where like back and front, and yeah, there's I think there's a part that's like come loose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think it's what it's doing is it's basically spewing cooling liquid with every beat across onto like a part that's like glowing that you absolutely shouldn't touch, but we didn't have any more safety coverings.
Just got spray painted, do not touch next to it.
Yeah, and I think that's like dousing you in this like orange light
Nice.
from the side. Yeah, this is a thing that definitely needs and wants to be repaired. If like, I mean, it's running. If you don't want it to get worse, you probably should, like, the next bit of stress will just make things worse here. Do you also have like a way to communicate with the others?
Yeah, so I think in the room there's like a little button, and there's like a little like LED kind of terminal, and I just kind of press it, and it kind of just goes like to the cockpit, and that's like throughout the ship. If you can like turn it to like all frequency, and I'm just like, it's the turbine busters, they're messing up again.
God damn it. Well, we're going to have to work around it. Is there any way you can rig it or do something until we can get out of here?
I can try and relay the power, try and make it less heavy duty, but if we're out here and it fucks up, then we're dead in the black.
That's bad.
Boop, 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 boop. Alright, and he's suddenly chirping up, and you probably all can hear it over the intercom as well. Are we actually doing everything push to talk, or is this in part voice activated?
I think it's like an open communication, like voice activated.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you all start screaming at the same time, then we...
Yeah, it's all over each other, and I think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
So you also all hear like excited.
Weapon, what is that saying? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
You see that Arini is like playing with the. It first looks like, why are you just playing with the colors of the hologram, right? But you quickly garner that they're trying to adjust to include like other readings into it.
Oh, like different spectra.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it seems to be like that they've got it figured out. And what you see is like what looks like on this two-dimensional where you've got the ship coming in, the Osiris coming in from one side, that it's about to hit a wave. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Owen's like, oh, we're about to hit something.
Can you get it? Can you go around it? Go. We can't afford to hit this. We're going to be in way too much trouble.
Is this the kind of thing that we can go around, or is this the kind of thing where you just have to brace?
No, it's the kind of thing where it's a wave on the ocean where it's just gonna come.
Yeah. No one was like, no, everybody brace. Just hold on to something. It's probably going to be fine, but it's not something we can get around.
And that's the point where I think the whole ship does this lurch again. And there's this almost reddish glow that like it's like barely perceivable, but it like sweeps once through the ship. And I think that's where we go for first ray.
Oh no!
Thanks.
Thanks. I hate it.
Okay.
We'll be right back, folks. everybody. We're back. Ready to die. Crash our ship. Take it away, Matthias. Describe our death.
I think we're back in this dark room, and we see the suited up person say, Niels, if they take that route with those way lines spontaneously coming together and falling apart, their convergences, strange things might happen. And I think that's when we cut back to you in the ship, and for a moment, Wevan, like all the instruments are giving ridiculous readouts, but then it jumps back to they all jump back to their new normal, the one that only that seems to be fairly functional and okay in what it's doing. Yeah. Do you do a check-in or would you?
Yeah, I'm gonna run a systems check, like a kind of shallow systems check. I'm not gonna restart everything, but I just want to see if there's any damage.
Yeah. Give me what action are you using for that? And this is gonna be in gather information. It's a fortune roll, so there won't be risk involved. It's just to see how.
Yeah, I think this is like Wevan attuning with the ship. I think this is how Faye does system checks.
So it's not a study. It's a tune. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I roll a tune?
Yeah, you roll a tune.
Okay.
But you choose fortune roll this time.
Okay. There's no option for just choosing fortune, so I'm just gonna.
Sorry. Yeah. Nice.
6 and a 1. So.
Yeah. So yeah. What does that look like with, or what does it feel like?
It's like Wevan putting Fair hands like flat on the console, and just trying to like work Fair way through the ship, just to like feel if anything's wrong. Like it's like stretching. It's like you sometimes have a feeling when you're stretching that like if you stretch just a little bit more, that like your bones are going to go back into the right place.
Yeah, and I think you. Yeah, as you do this, you get a feel for the systems, if everything's working. The Osiris is creaky and lumbering on. That's the way you always tell me that's what she's like. But except for back in the engine room, where there's definitely like an issue. But you can also feel, you even get this intuitive feel that, yeah, Tyrese is there. And he's handling it. And then you get this other kind of feeling that you usually have when you do the hyperspace jumps, when you're on a way line. And you can kind of feel how the Osiris is on your plotted course, and it feels like right in front of you, the wayline is coming into existence, and right behind you, it's falling out of existence again. Like you feel like you've set the ship on a course.
Yeah.
That's literally being created as you move through it. And then there's something that bugs you for a moment. You're like, wait, there's something missing. No, there's someone missing. And here I want to cut over to we're suddenly like in this garden area in front of it's like a pond, and we can see it's inside of this big biodome, and I kind of want to know, Indigo, so are you actually like a child of Venus, or was this just a childhood visit?
I think I'm a child of Venus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're back in your memory of this place, like a lush biome that's underneath this dome, sitting there. Who would you like sitting there fishing at this pond, or someone's fishing? I don't know if you would be.
I don't think Indigo would be fishing herself. I think she's with her nanny, and her nanny is the one who's fishing.
Nice. Who's her nanny?
Her nanny is a woman named Rose. And she's a very I think she is, what race is Wevan? I just can't remember the name.
I don't remember if I named them.
I don't think we did. Yeah.
I think that she has the same lavender skin that Wevan has.
Oh no. That's not Yes, okay, I hear you.
Oh no! I'm so worried.
I'm like, yeah, that's how you choose your friends.
Oh God, I'm just digging my grave deeper and deeper.
How old is Indigo in this memory?
She's probably 10.
Okay. And is Rose showing you how to hold the fishing rod, or?
I think she had tried, but Indigo didn't like the touching the bait and getting the fish off the hook. So Indigo sort of, she will she'll hold the rod, but when she gets a bite, she gives it to Rose to reel it in and take the fish off.
Nice.
Which is actually how I fish in real life. I don't like the bait, and I don't like untucking the fish. I can't do it.
Yeah, Wevan, you're like, what? Where's Indigo? And then you're like, no, Indigo's there. Just feels strange.
Yeah. Can I feel alright, any?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're right beside you.
Okay.
So, Therese, you're trying to take care of this.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Buster to to like actually work, so we can just like hightail it and actually, get to where we need to be instead of wherever we are. Because I have no idea what's happening yet. I just know that it's just, engine's not working, and that's bad.
What are you using to fix that?
So is this like a mission? So can we use like our gear and stuff?
Oh yeah, we forgot loadout at the beginning, right? Yeah, I think everybody. Yes, you just use it freely.
Okay. Yeah, then he's definitely just using I think what I said before, when he grabbed his turbo clamp wrench, he's just using repair tools.
Yeah.
It's like an all-in-one. So he's just using that. And he has like a little roller, kind of like wooden like slab, like a roller on it. And he uses that to like lay down, like slide under these big engines and like, do meticulous work. He's just sweating buckets right now. I think he's actually taking off his like he's like vest, and he's just like using it around his head so like sweat doesn't get into his eyes, so he can focus.
Nice. And what action will you be using? I have a feeling.
I'm going to be using rig.
Yeah. This is going to be risky with limited effect.
Okay, I'm going to push myself as well.
So do you want to push yourself? Or do you want to push the situation?
I want to push myself to get... What happens if I push the situation?
Then you get a standard effect.
Hmm.
Thing. Like, in this
we
sense,
also have 2 gambits. You're more than welcome to spend one.
Yeah. And I can also offer you like a devil's bargain.
I'm sure Webman would agree too, because this is really important to fix our engines. We have 2 gambits. If you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead. Spend a gambit.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the gambit, which gives me what again?
An extra die.
It gives me an extra die. And so hold on, let me just hit rig. It's risky, right?
Risky, limited.
And limited. And then I have 1 extra dice. So far. I'm gonna push myself, I think. Gives me another dice.
Yeah, or effect. Whatever you want.
I think I'm just gonna push myself to get an extra dice.
Okay. So no devil's bargains here.
Because
it's either stress for a die or devil's bargain for a die.
I don't want to take one yet.
Sure.
Guys, come on!
Yeah, so I think just that. Do I get anything for the tool that I'm using?
No, you need to have it.
Okay, then there's 2 extra dice then.
Yes.
6, I never fail.
Good job. Yeah.
Put 2 stress down.
What do you do?
So I'm like, I have like my foot on what looks to me like this square panel that's like rotating and it's like flashing these lights, and I've like rolled myself under the like the kind of like the bash turbine, and I've just kind of like got the clamp and I've taken out a panel. And there's all these like wires, and we just hear just like the humming. It's like, and I'm like, we see this like ball of undulating like energy, and around it is affixed like this metal kind of casing, and I'm just like, bolts have like come off, and I'm just like reaching my hand in, like strengthening these like bolts, and while like holding it in place. And I'm kind of getting singed at the same time, but I don't have time, to get the safety gloves that I've misplaced a week ago by Indigo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome, yeah. So, Wevan, we're coming up at the point where the next maneuver, the next adjustment needs to be made. How are you going about this? first, describe what you're doing and what action you're using for it.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you...
I think that Wevin is still like talking to Fairself because like things have just kind of been getting worse. It's just a little bit more frantic than it was before. And that means that the comms is mostly Wevin just saying stuff about the instruments, which is not make communication super easy.
Are you angling for using a tune for
I'm angling for using a tune.
Yes.
I think that Faye's still like kind of half in that attuned state and is more relying on Fair's sense of the Osiris and like the feeling of the way line in front of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be risky. Actually, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think it's risky with standard effect actually here.
Oh, nice.
But right, like using a tune gives me a lot more things that I
it does
want to do with this. And I do have a devil's bargain for you. I'm just gonna tell you it, and you can decide if you want to take it. And it's here's the thing with things like consequences that you could say I want to resist this. That's where I need to be like actually super clear, so you can make an informed decision if you want to resist it. Devil's bargains can be like a little bit more playful than that. And I think you're using a tune here means you let something in on the ship that your crew has to deal with. Not you, but your crew. Like the rest of them. And I think you can feel this, that'll that you open you and the ship up to the mystical ways of following a way line.
Yeah, sure. Yep, this is fine.
Yeah.
Can take that devil's bargain.
Take that extra die, yeah. You still wanna you can still push.
Oh, that's a 4.
Oh, you roll? Okay.
I did roll.
Okay, so well, that's a 4, so that's 2 ticks on the clock. You do it. Like, right? We're not like you're still on course. We're not in the danger of like heading into the star. If the readings on all the instruments are correct as they flicker. But I think 2 things happen here. You let that in, and those instruments actually go dark. Like anything that's like a digital display and not like an actual lamp of anything actually just goes, it's gone. And the other thing that catches your eye as like that vanishes is like an ever so fine spot of light that's like on the floor, and as you like follow where it must be coming from, it's like this fine hairline rupture in the radiation shield. So you're like right approaching closest point to the star. You could resist either of those if you want to.
I'd like to resist the hairline fracture and our radiation shield.
How are you doing this? Is this like a thing where
I think this is like a thing where Weapon is like aware of it immediately because of their like in tuneness with the ship, and I think that Faye,
it's too much stress on the radiation shield.
Yeah. And that Faye can sort of
angle the ship differently.
Yeah, angle the ship so that the radiation is hitting a shield that hasn't had as much radiation against it.
Cool. Sounds like insight to me.
Yep. Okay.
That's too stress.
Yep. One away from trauma.
Okay.
Oh no, Weapon! Oh no! Oh, what's your vice?
My vice is sleep.
You need to take a nap. Oh no, Weapon! Weapon, Faye just needs a nappy nap. Just get Faye a nappy nap.
It's fine.
Back on the biodome, on Venus, you're like, what's like a thing that's stuck in your mind? Like, right? You know, when you have like childhood memories, there's always like,
yeah.
We always had this like we always ate these sandwiches or something like that.
It's the scent of this. It's the perfume that Rose wears. It's some kind of flower from Venus, but I think our version of it would be like this lavender. It's a mix of lavender and like linen smell. I think when we went fishing and we had these little picnics, she always brought a fresh picnic blanket, and she always had this lavender perfume on, and those are the two smells that I remember so much so that as an adult, Indigo wears lavender perfume.
Nice. And is this a time where, I mean, we know Indigo as someone who's like very talkative, right? Is this quiet?
Yeah.
With her? Okay. So
it's one of the times that Indigo can be just relaxed. Like even at like a young age, Indigo was always going. But these times with Rose, like her nanny was her best friend. She didn't have a lot of friends as a child because of how she was raised.
Nice. And this is like this one visual thing where there's like the pond and there's this little island a little bit off in the distance. So here's a question for the other two though. What's the thing that Indigo notices that is strange or off, shouldn't be like this?
I think I think as they're there, I think it starts like snowing, but it's like these like purple flecks, and it just starts coming down, and I think that it kind of like electrifies the air almost.
Yeah, and Indigo Roses, like suddenly like right, something hits your hand, and it's one of these purple flecks, and it's like a little bit tingly, and you're like what, looking up, and this purple snow is falling that you don't remember. Like that's not a thing anywhere that you know of. But Rose seems unperturbed next to you. What do you do?
I think I'm just looking around and
Do you have a
because
thing?
like oh, what now? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just want to ask if you're saying that you're looking around, if Elle had a thing that Inigo might be noticing that's like off.
I think
like
this
how in a nightmare something turns.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. What I see is that usually this area is very like this is an area we come to all the time, and this area is very lush and green. And so when it starts snowing, I think the greenery here begins to turn brown and die at a quick pace.
Yeah,
which is very alarming.
What do you do against that, or do you not do anything?
I think I look to Rose, and I think Rose isn't noticing it. Rose is just continuing to fish as if nothing's happening.
I mean, you're also there not as a 10-year-old. You're there in your like Indigo.
Yeah.
I'm the captain. I'm on a mission right now. Outfit, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I'm looking at 10-year-old Ula Shrike because that was her. Then now I'm Indigo Win.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking back and forth between these two people, and I think now, like me, Indigo, is like seeing all this happening and having this memory and remembering this is not how it happened.
How did Rose die?
Rose was killed by my family.
By who of your family?
My parents, my father. Because Rose, I think Rose was insubordinate somehow.
How did that, do you know?
No.
Okay. But you know that they killed her?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one day little Ula woke up and had a new nanny.
And it took some digging secretly.
As she got older, she figured out what happened. And that sort of spurred the whole leaving and faking her death kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she to this day doesn't know what Rose actually did.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's when we like suddenly see the situation again from 10-year-old. And Rose, like I think the fishing rod dips suddenly, and Rose falls forward, and you look like to your side, and there's like this purple liquid that's like all over her thighs, over the ground, and almost pooling, gushing out of her. And the like right Rose had like the well-known purplish skin tone that Weapon has, and that seems to be like almost completely drained into this almost ashen gray tone of her face. And lifelessly, she's slinking forward and forward. And then she catches herself and half turns towards you. 10-year-old you. It's like, why? Why did I have to die? And I'm going to give you level 2 harm. Guilt. Unless you want to resist it.
No, I'm going to take it.
So here's the thing how harm works, right? So as I'm like suggesting now, harm doesn't necessarily all need to be physical harm. Could be something like this as well. And on your character sheet when you see
thank you for the raid, RPG Lab. Yay!
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to a horrible memory. You came right in time. I just got harmed.
Yeah, guilt, exactly, kind of like guilt for Rose, right? And I think what this means, so you see how it says, level 3 harm is you need help, like it's gonna get worse, you're in like something very severely, and the other one either mean less effect or -1 die, but only if it pertains to the kind of harm you have there. So it's not like right, if you're doing something physical, likely the -1 die won't come into effect. If you're interacting with children, other nannies, maybe that might more be a situation, like right when where this might come up.
Good thing I hate kids.
Well,
how do you heal harm? Does it heal over time or you're downtime? You have to do it in downtime, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
So I have to go see a therapist in downtime.
Kinda,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, cool. Cool. No doubt.
And here's where we cut back to Tyrese. You're like kind of getting ready to roll out underneath the big engines, like kind of get out of the seat, right? As you're like you see like motion out of the corner of your eyes. We're like, what? And you see like probably you see like someone standing there.
What do they look like?
Well, you only see like you're still like underneath the engines. So
I see
just
like, their feet.
Yeah, like a pair of boots or something like that. And it severely reminds, like it has this feeling of you're getting like this very strange deja vu of a time when you like hid under your bed as something violent went down back home. And you like felt utterly powerless. What do? You still have this right from the engines. It's like kind of drowning out.
So I'm feeling this kind of like nostalgic feeling of just like terror under bed in this kind of thing. And I see the
boot under the bed back then, right? Something like
that. Yeah. So I think I'm just like looking and like I'm staring, and I just go, Indigo, is that you?
It's no response.
Indigo, it's no time for games. I'm busy right now. What are you doing here? Should be helping Weapon. This isn't funny.
And I think, yeah, you were moving out there, right?
Yeah, so I think like I'm getting angry because I'm getting these insecure feelings that I'm thinking Indigo is bringing up, and it's a very tense situation. So I think I just kind of like I push myself out. We see me slide, and like my back is probably to the person, and I turn around and I'm just like, Indigo, what do you do? And I'm like, I guess I see whoever I see.
Yeah. Who's the scary man from your childhood that's here? And
I think I see. I don't think I ever saw their face. I only saw two things I remember because I was a kid. A bright red tie with like a black jewel on the top, and circle rimmed glasses that seemed to shine. And I think the memory, like in the background, I'm just hearing like some like shouts and like maybe like some blast of fire or something, and I'm just like staring at this like imposing figure.
Yeah, and I think that's when you hear it, and I don't know if you realize or not, you probably hear it more in your mind than actually being said, because the voice is too soft to, it would be drowned out by the engine noises. But you hear this, where he's like, "Little Reese, playtime is over. Come out now."
I think I stepped back and like the toolbox was there, and I go to like grab something like just like to balance myself, and I knock over the toolbox and I don't even register it, and I'm just like, how are you? This is impossible. What are you doing here? And I like step back. I'm like physically shaking, and I was like sweat because I'm not hot, but like I'm nervous.
Well, are you ready? I need all your names of your family.
No, get out of here. And I think I throw my my wrench just like towards the person.
Yeah. It goes through them. Like we hear the clattering behind them.
I think when that happens, I'm just like looking at this person, and I think we don't see like I think as the camera kind of follows the wrench, like we see as it kind of goes back, it's not Tyrese anymore, but like the 10-year-old Reese, and I'm just like looking up at this person, and I'm just like, you can't have them.
And he steps closer, like between the engines, but like as if it's effortless, right? And like corners you, boxes you in.
You're not real. Shadow Man's not real. I just stand there. I stand there dumbstruck.
Yeah. And he leans down over you, like coming very close, filling your entire vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's a shame. That's what you're... It's the same thing your older sister said. And you're like, you hear this echo of a gunshot, as you like suddenly feel it on your chest as someone is or he's pressing like a blaster pistol into your chest.
I think I'm just like frozen in fear. And I just, when he mentions my sister, I'm just like, Rosette. What did you do? What did you do to all of them?
And that's when he pulls the trigger and shoots you.
Yeah. I take it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you're all ridiculous. It's not me, right? Give it to me, the pain. This is I think this
Hurt me.
Yeah, this is level 3. It's basically a heart seizure. What Tyrese is experiencing here.
So what do I put down on this?
So here's the thing, because you still might on where it says harm underneath stress.
Yeah. Right.
You just write
like heart attack. Yeah.
Or heart attack.
Okay.
You can still you could still say well, reduce this a level if you want to roll for it. I would only think to level 2 anyways.
Yeah, okay.
And
I think like I think I do.
It's like in the last second or in the last we get this defiance coming back into your eyes.
Yeah. Like it like my eyes start burning, and like I think it's like still the 10-year-old me, and I think I'm just like I jump towards his face.
Okay, yeah, I think that's resolve. So
yeah, just hit the resolve one, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you hit click on resolve itself.
I'm gonna push myself.
You can't because it's a resolve.
Oh right, okay then. So I just have to roll it. Okay, cool. 0 dice. 4.
No, 2 dice, 4. So 2 stress.
Okay.
So you basically take heart seizure and put it in one of those 2 boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can take it off so it's not exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Evan, how are we doing with the ship?
No.
Well, okay, I guess. It could be worse.
I think we're at the halfway point, so this is actually the actual point closest to the stars. So whatever we do now sends us off into where we actually wanted to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Assume you're still on course, which, I mean, you only rolled successes with consequences, so we should be.
Probably okay. Yeah, Women is trying to focus on piloting and like on the ship and less on everything else that's going on, because that's not something that Faye can do anything about right now.
Yeah. And I think you do feel the switch of you feel, the engine's back to like full functionality or power that it had before. Because Tyrese did repair it.
Yeah, I think that Women probably like says like, "Thank you, Tyrese."
Yeah, there's no response.
Yeah, there's no response, but like, yeah, do that anyway. Okay.
So
I guess I'm gonna attune again.
Oh, is this attune again? Are you sure?
I mean, let me think about this. I think that is back to help, because I think that the radiation shielding and the everything that's going on with feeling Indigo being there but not being there is kind of freaking Sarah out. So Faye's trying to withdraw some from that and focusing again on the concrete controls and data readouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to helm.
Yeah, I think we're at oh, by the way, we forgot something. Therese, you rolled a 6, right, on your rig roll.
I did.
That was risky. Anytime you roll a 6 on a risky roll, you regain a gambit.
Oh, nice.
Okay, great, because I'd like to spend a gambit on this.
Okay, well, then I won't even worry about putting it in there. Go ahead. Yes, please use it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking... I have a devil's bargain for you, if you want to hear.
Yeah.
And you can feel as you're taking the ship and ready to hit the thrusters in this new direction, and this still thing you half feel and half actually perceive, and that's it's basically our Ini kind of acting as a co-pilot. Wouldn't you like to take that? They're actually getting into the ship's systems completely, really, and what they started doing vaguely with pulling one thing up or another, they're actually doing properly and fully, or are about to. You can still say no to this, obviously.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that in the gambit.
So, all right, I need a co-pilot.
Okay, so I'm at risky.
Risky standard effect here.
Okay, risky standard. 2 bonus dice. Somebody mark off that gambit. Thank you. Well, I got 2 5s.
A baby crit. Yeah, so that's definitely 2 on the clock again.
I mean, we're slowly filling the clock up. You're doing so good, Evan.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get as much done on this clock as possible before Weaven stresses out and has to go and lie down.
Indigo and Tyrese are having existential crises, and Weaven is trying to keep the ship flying.
Yep.
How many times has this happened before?
Okay, I think this is when it's the actual stress starts hitting the ship. It's going to be you've been trying to to manage the stress levels that are put on the ship as best as you can, right? We saw that with the shielding before, with the radiation shielding. But now it's your hull taking damage. And your comms, I believe. Oh, no, rather one or the other. Which one you want to pick, or you want to resist that. So it's right. It's either going to knock out your Nexus Link, or shred some of that hull. And I think this is actually like the right. Which one do you want to sacrifice? Do you want to sacrifice the dish that's on the outside, or are you ready to turn back the cockpit into like? This won't mean like immediate harm for you, but or you want to resist it.
See, if you resist it, my starting ability is that I can spend a gambit instead of paying any stress cost, but then we're going to be down to no gambits.
I'm personally okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather you're too close, and I would rather you not sacrifice your stress as a crewmate. Because me and Tyrese are fine with our stress. We can, if we have to do that, we're fine.
Yeah.
I would rather
any of you have like an amazing idea how you could be protecting here, you can also be the one to take the stress. But then you gotta explain how you suddenly like able to intervene in the situation.
Yeah, I'm in this fucking weird vision quest right now. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So I mean, me and Tyrese are dead to the world. But I'm cool with you taking the last gambit. I have no problem with it if Tyrese is cool with that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then if you want to spend that game and not take the stresses, you are too close.
Yeah,
right now. We're so close to filling this clock up, we can't lose you.
Yeah. I'll take this. I'll spend the gambit to avoid taking the stress to resist.
Yeah, because we need you to fill up those last 2 spots on that clock. Because me and Tyrese can't do it.
Well, yeah, not in the position you're in right now, right?
Yeah, not right now.
Once we get out of it, yeah.
So, that's your starting ability the way.
Uh-huh.
You can spend a gambit instead of paying any stress cost. Well, you might still want to roll first because you might roll well enough.
Yeah, I'll roll first.
Yeah.
I think this is like...
Well, how are you doing it?
Yeah, I think this is like Wevin just being a good pilot, like being like able to like now having a better feel for the ship now that Faye's like done the integration thing sort of, and now that Araini is also co-piloting, like having a better feel for how to move the ship to avoid things.
Yeah, so then that's prowess, right?
Okay. Good, I was angling for that because I have 3 in prowess.
Nice.
I got a 6. I don't need to spend that gambit.
And I think this is what it feels like, right? You like getting a grasp, and you're like, maybe you even get like the readouts from like Araini, who's hooked up into it, has like analyzed how much stress each part can take, and you're juggling the stress on all of the ship. Everything goes down to like a fine line, but still a line.
You get to clear 1 stress too because you rolled a 6.
No, that's
it's 2 6s. That's a critical.
It's 2 6s.
I always forget that. I don't know why I forget that. I was like 6 critical, but no, it's 2.
I do the thing.
Like no stress for resisting.
But yeah, it's still good. You still rolled a 6. It's still good.
Yeah, and that's when you're like you're getting a grasp on it, and you're getting out with like the star behind you, right? It'll be possible to pull up the protection again whenever you want to. but you're feeling you're getting a grasp on it, and you're like, okay, yes, it's gonna be time now to basically lower the payload and do the thing that you're doing this maneuver for. As you'll be rocketing forward and through the firebolt.
Yep.
What do you do?
Okay.
Are you like now like calling through the ship? Everyone get ready.
Yeah, I'm like, hey everybody, brace for this. And of course nobody can really hear me or respond, but
Indigo can't. Tyrese maybe could. Like you like might be coming back now from whatever's happened to you. Like,
Okay, is the guy gone?
seems so, yeah.
Okay, so like the shot goes off and like a flash happens and I'm just like there. And I think when this kind of happens, Tyrese is like up against the wall and looks like Tyrese is scarred up anyway, just for his body. He's very lean, very muscular. But he looks where the gun was being pressed, and like he kind of looks down, and we already see like a wound that's sort of closed off and healed, but it's a scar of a bullet hole where he was shot. And I think he just like looks around, and if he hears his wyvern, then he's definitely gonna try and help. He's like, ugh. Just slams the communicator. What's going on?
oh, we're almost out. Thanks for fixing the engines. We're really close. You just need to get through this. You need to brace.
Right. And I think he's gonna like try and run out of the fucking engine. But how could I help in a situation?
So I think the issue here is going to be like probably the last two bits are either about like getting out and through, but also should include the someone needs to operate the payload and actually expose the package to whatever was supposed to be exposed to in the fire belt. And I think that's the challenge, right? And I think as you like run out, you out of the engine room, you pass by like the cargo room, and you see Indigo sitting in like this little operating booth for the grappling hooks, right? Which are like ready with the package that they could be like exuded into space and then pulled back in again.
Do I see them acting weird?
How would you like actually engage her, or would you run past her, or
Well,
there's this thing where you're also like, wait, I haven't heard anything in ages from Indigo.
Yeah, normally Indigos 10 to the dozen.
Yeah.
And
she just seems to be like staring off into the middle distance.
Okay, yeah, so I think I run out and I just gonna say, Indigo, did you hit weapon? We need to brace. Indigo.
Yeah, she doesn't respond.
What are you doing in your vision?
I swear to God, Josh!
If I see that she's just like, I'm just gonna be like, and I'm gonna slap her in the face. It's like, wake up!
Does that knock me out of it, Matthias?
No.
Okay. In my vision, I think Tyrese just keeps slapping. It's his excuse to finally get some revenge.
Why did I come on this mission?
Indigo has walked up to 10-year-old her and Rose, and behind is sort of watching as Rose like bleeds out and is like letting the snow fall on her. And I think she's just watching and shivering and watching this scene, not really sure what to do. She knows she can't stop it because she knows this isn't real. She knows this is a memory, and she knows this is
do you?
Yeah, she knows this is a wrong memory, but she knows she has no control. Like she knows she can't save Rose because Rose is already dead.
I think that in itself is already a thing you need to establish to know this, right? Because I think that's in itself like an act of will here.
Okay. Yeah, I can roll for that. I could say that like I'm trying to. I can see it as either being commanding myself that yes, this is not real, or swaying myself as this is not real. So either one of those I could definitely see. I think I'm sort of I'm commanding myself like, Indigo, this is not real. You know this isn't real.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Am I assisting by slapping her? Indigo, this isn't real.
Indigo!
Why does my face hurt?
I love that. I'm going, this isn't real. My face really hurts.
I think you're definitely yeah. So if you're like willing to pay a stress, that can be an assist.
Yeah.
Are you willing to pay a stress to slap me?
to get you out of this, yeah. And to slap you.
Do you have a devil's bargain for me? You know, I love devil. I'll take the devil's bargains. I love them.
Yeah, I'm thinking here. What could be the devil's bargain? And anybody, if anybody has like a great idea, just jump in and suggest stuff.
I mean, it could be that I don't know that it's a dream.
No, because that's what the role is about, right? So if you
because if I fail it, then I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Sorry.
So what are devil's bargains again? They're like, do this, but this is gonna happen.
Yeah, that's like you get a bonus die, but no matter how the roll goes, this is true. It's like someone recognizes you in this bar or whatever, right?
So I would say that, and feel free to reject this, but I would say that you could do it, but the memory gets altered somehow.
Oh, I like that.
I do
something
too.
About the actual memory is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to tell you which, because devil's bargains are allowed to be vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Awesome. Yeah. That's an additional die.
Yeah, cool. And so I have guilt, so it's minus 1d, so I'll just take one of those dice away.
Yeah, I think that applies here, right? Because
oh yeah, definitely, because it's my mental, yeah, for sure.
You are, though, in a controlled position. Like, there's no immediate next thing that's gonna be, like, killing you in this, except for Tyrese's slaps.
What's my effect?
Standard. It's just if you hit it, you get out of the dream.
Instead of 2 bonus dice, I'll just have 1.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 5.
You do it, but with a small consequence.
Yeah, I figured.
I think. Yeah, and this will go away by itself. You come back, but you're like super dazed. So put dazed under harm.
On 1 or
1.
2?
On 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm messed up, guys.
But this is harm that's gonna go away by itself. You don't need to spend downtime stuff on it or anything.
She like opens her eyes. Stop hitting me, Tyrese. I'm here.
This is the last one.
I'm gonna have a mark.
You're right.
I'm No, I'm actually not all right, but I will be.
Right.
What the
Brace
hell
yourself.
is going on?
I don't bloody know. He's gonna like run after like the. Does someone need to like take the package, or is Indigo just like using the prong thing to do the package?
I think I'm just using the grappling hook to put it out and then bring it back in, right?
Okay, then I think I'm running to the cockpit then to help.
And I'm buckling myself in because Tyrese was, telling to brace myself.
So here I have a suggestion for maybe this last part. Like we've done assists, I think we've done setups before. We have done protections, and the last little bit is like actually teamwork, where if you're all doing the same thing, or some of you are doing the same thing, you can pool your dice. So basically, flying through the belt of fire and putting the package out could both be helm and like a collective effort, right? And then you'd be pooling those dice together, and it's much bigger success of at least getting 1/6, which will make it true. You only have to like nominate someone who's the leader, who, if the other person only rolls failures, they take stress for it.
I'm cool with that because I think weapon is basically that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. I guess I'm leading this.
Yeah.
And we still have one gambit in case things go bad.
Yes,
and I can spend that gambit instead of taking stress.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Unless you want that XP trigger, right?
Unless I want that XP trigger. We'll see.
Gonna be
okay, so
risky standard.
Okay, so risky standard. I'm doing helm. Well,
that's a 5 at least. And because you're the leader, this is fine. Oh, do you take stress? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, this is easy. Now it's clear what I want to do here. Yeah, no. So, you do it, right? So we you, if you want to describe it, you can do that. But you slingshot through the fire belt. Indigo, you're like moving the package outside, exposing it. As you're like going through the fire belt, and then you've got this glowing thing that you're probably pulling back in afterwards. Mm-hmm. We see you like shooting. We see our little starship like shooting out, right? But this now, as you're like on your exit route, you're being picked up. By this is going to be an extra 3 heat on you in the system.
Oh no!
Unless I don't know how you might have, how you think you could.
I mean,
resist this.
I don't know if we can resist it, but oh no, we're really close to being wanted, guys.
Yeah, we should maybe leave the system and lay low somewhere else.
We should leave this one after this and lay low for a little while. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we should take this heat. Just go ahead and take the consequences. get this done with for the ghosts and get out of here.
Yeah.
Sound good to everybody?
Sure.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Yeah, and I think let's take a second break here before we head into downtime or and aftermath after the mission.
Yeah, we'll be right back. We'll come back and see what horrible things we've done. we're back, and this has been a mess. So, Matthias, take it away.
Yeah. So I think in the aftermath of this, there's like a nondescript. After the thing has cooled off and like the packaging outside, all that burned away, and there's like this nondescript metallic cube underneath it, which definitely has like things you could be doing with it. Unless you jump in here and say, no, we're not like actually handing it off into the locker, we want to see what's inside, then our story goes a completely different direction, so feel free to say that. But if you just want to hand it off, you'd be putting it in a like there's a handoff nondescript, kind of like a PO box locker kind of thing where it needs to be put. And
I think after everything they went through, Indigo wouldn't even want to consider opening it. She's like done. She wants this box gone.
Okay, so there's no.
Yeah, Weapon doesn't want to get opened.
She doesn't. She's done with this. She wants this mission over with.
What's it like on the ship? But that's actually a good question before we get into the bookkeeping stuff. What's it like? Because you're getting away, and at some point you need to do like a complicated thing where you jump on one of the hyperlanes again. Then you vanish back into like the usual traffic of the system. But what's the mood like on the ship after this? Because I think everyone had kind of like their own strange internal struggle that they can't expect anyone else to actually understand.
I think Indigo is, for the first time in a long time, very quiet. She stays out in like the main group area, but she keeps to herself reading those medical books that she got from Weapon. But I think you can sort of tell if you look close enough that like she's not actually reading. She's like reading the same paragraph over and over again. I think she's like really lost in her thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very tense move from her.
You don't have like the level 1 days, that goes away definitely. Like
okay.
That was just for the mission.
Awesome.
I think what did you say you were, Indigo?
Like in the main group area, like where where we all hang out, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Tyrese is there. And he's just gotten like a shitload of like the food. And he's like putting it down, and he's just like angry eating. Like you hear like the heavy like and he's just like has like a pissed off face. Like apparently no reason, but he just looks like extremely like pissed off.
She just looks over at you, and because like the noise is distracting. And we didn't tell you that last time we discovered Indigo has a journal of she writes down things that annoy her out of her crewmates. We didn't tell you that. I forgot about that.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I think she looks over at you and like raises an eyebrow and is like, something eating at you as loud as you're eating that food?
Just today. So
yeah.
Fucked up.
It was a pretty rough day, wasn't it? You don't mind me asking, did you have a little memory, dream, vision kind of thing too?
He looks at you, gives you like a very like squinty-eyed stare. No, I just burnt myself a lot. Shit was going on. That turbine was fine.
All right.
What happened to you? I was hitting you pretty hard there for a while.
Yeah, I know. I felt it. I'm still sort of. There's still a little tenderness right here. I remembered something from when I was a kid. It wasn't a good thing.
Your memories tend to send you in a comatose state?
Not usually. I don't know what was so special about this one. It brought up some things that I don't really know if it's real or not. I don't know what I was seeing. Some of it seems real. Some of it I do remember some of it, but some of it was wrong too.
I think I want to say, because tensions were so high during the mission, that the open comms is still on, and Weaven can overhear this chatter.
Yeah.
Unless someone specifically says, no, I
No.
have turned it off.
No, I think that works. Yeah, it makes sense that we would probably forget to turn them off.
Yeah, it's done. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, and there's nothing to do other for the pilot right after, right? Because when you're like navigating and piloting, don't change stuff back to that at least.
Yeah.
You didn't you just burned yourself then. You should probably see Weaven and let Fair help you.
I'm fine. Just singes, nothing too bad. Just
No, I'll take a look.
God damn it, Weaven. What?
No, sorry, the comms are still open.
Are you all right? You did a lot.
I got sleep for like a day.
Yeah, we need to get out of Iota for one, and you need to rest.
Yeah, how are the both of you doing?
Just peachy.
no more worse than normal.
Where are we going to go next? If we're going, Matthias, have we already handed this off, or is that where we're going?
No, this is like immediately afterwards, right?
Okay, cool. Where are we going next? We need to get out of Iota for one. We got too much heat on us here. We made way too much noise.
I stare at you. Indigo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We can also end the scene here, unless someone has. Like,
yeah. I think the next thing is just like finding somebody who has a job for us.
Mm.
Oh yeah, like I think getting out of this system, maybe going to Breck.
Yeah.
I do want to put though that we don't have to pay it out, but like during whatever when Weaven was checking me out, you wouldn't have found any burns. So you would have known I was bullshitting. Like I probably don't tell you like why I'm in such a bad mood, but you definitely know I was like bullshitting about the burns and stuff.
Yeah. So I think the cube gets put into this locker thing, and it's probably only minutes after that you can like confirmation. So you're going to get 6 cred for this job as pay, but you gotta pay 1 cred upkeep unless you say you don't wanna.
I'll pay the cred upkeep, and I'll just take everyone else can take 2, and I'll take 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens when the cred thing is at max?
So if you've got a so you can only hold 4 cred on you as a person.
I have to stash the rest. Okay.
And you have to stash the rest. But if you have if you You can put it in stash, but if you pull cred out of stash, you only get 1 per 2, basically.
Okay.
It raises your lifestyle though, and can determine like in what way you end the game if you ever want to retire and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you're like running over right now, like hold on to it for a moment because you might want to spend that.
Oh, I will, don't worry.
I think after everything that's happened, Indigo will sort of take the blame and take that. Yeah.
Then I think like, I mean, we had this thing with someone knows or the authorities know like someone was doing something weird. Aside from that, though, the whole thing was rather smooth and quiet, which is still 1 heat though.
Oh, okay.
Which I think
Okay.
puts you at
Full track.
Full track. So you mark 1 wanted, and
Yeah, we got to get out of Iota.
We got it.
We got it. Got it.
and
Go.
you clear the heat
Okay.
track for Iota.
Okay. Yeah, we got to go. We need to go to Brack. Let's go to Brack. Yeah.
Yeah, if we go to Breck, then the only way out of Breck is back through Iota.
But if we stay in Brack long enough,
We're gonna get wanted again.
so do you want to go to Holt?
That could be good, yeah.
Yeah.
We can go back to Holt. Yeah. I'm cool with that. I'm just cool with getting out of Iota.
Yeah, I'd like to get out of Iota. I'm cool with going to Breck. I just like we're kind of backed into a corner there.
What's Breck like and what's Holt like? I don't think we haven't asked that
Yeah.
question yet.
That's a good question. Yeah. So, give you a brief rundown.
Have you been to Ren?
Did we? No,
Let's look. At
we
some-
started in Holt, I believe.
Yeah, I
No.
think we've gone through Ren, but we haven't
We've gone-
stayed there.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
started actually on Warren.
Okay, so we started in Ren because that's how we had to gate jump to Iota.
Okay, I see.
So,
But like we didn't get it. It wasn't described to us. I don't think.
so Rin is the entry point to the Procyon sector, and so where does it say it here? Yeah, Rin was colonized a little over 100 years ago by House Nim Amar. It has never been an important sector, so Malklaiths never invested more than a minimum of resources in its development. Instead, it's used to train young house members or as an assignment to punish those who fail the house. Galactic law is more present here than the rest of the sector, as this is the seat of the sector's administration and contains gates to 3 systems.
Yeah,
including
no.
a pathway towards the rest of the hegemony.
Let's not go there.
No, it's bad. Bad
Yeah.
It still
That's
has so even though it has the most authority, it also has the most crime syndicate activity.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, we might not go to Ren just yet.
Yeah, we'll build up to that.
Okay. To get to Holt, you have to go through Rin, no? Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying we might not stay there. Is what
Yeah.
we're looking for some place to stay and lay low for a hot second.
Yeah.
We can go to Brack.
So I'm thinking maybe that we go to like Rin or Holt, because that way then we have 2 systems to work with, and then we won't have to go back through Iota.
That's what
Yeah.
I want to go to Brett, but like Elle pointed out a good thing. If we go to Brett, we have to go back through Iota.
Yeah.
We would have to, even if we stayed a long time, if we got any kind of heat in Breck, we have to go back through Iota.
Mhm.
We're screwed. Yeah, I totally agree
Yeah.
with that. I didn't think
Okay.
that through.
Okay.
So yeah, why don't we go to Ren, because we have to go there anyway if we go to Holt, and we can start laying low in Ren and make up our mind if we're going to go to Holt.
Yeah, you probably know some. I probably know a few places.
Yeah, you've got a crime syndicate background. We might be able to find someone you still have a good relationship with to lay low for a little bit. Do some kind of job that's easy, maybe. Or don't do a job. Just go downtime for a hot second. And
just
chill out.
sleep.
They think maybe downtime.
And then needs a nap.
I do still need you to roll for entanglements. Someone?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Nice.
Josh, you want to roll it? I don't know if you've rolled one of those yet.
What do I roll?
It's just a d6 that you roll.
It's the luck, isn't it?
So luck roll. Where do I find this?
Fortune, isn't it? Fortune?
Yeah, it's like
it's fortune.
Yeah.
Fortune. It's underneath your friends.
Oh, I see. Free.
2.
2.
Oh, 2. Yay!
Actually, you roll 1 die, so I'd say it's the first one.
Okay, 3.
No.
Yay!
Cool.
I did it.
That is interrogation. System officers round up one of the PCs to question them about the crew's crimes.
What? Nah.
So is this like right after who would this be though? It's kind of, well, I don't know. Who would it be?
What is it now? Question us about our crimes?
Yeah, so system officers round up one of the PCs to question them about the
What
crew's
about
crimes.
Tyrese's old cop buddy?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Can I get holding and he's the guy questioning me?
No. Not
Damn. We tried.
Oh, I don't know who it would be. That was the only thing that came to mind.
No,
Yeah, because Weapon's just gonna pass out.
I think it means which one of us gets interrogated.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be Indigo. She would take the fall for anything.
Maybe this ties into one of the downtime actions any of you want to take before we get to Rin or anywhere. If there's something, because the question is, how did they manage to capture you, right? So it might be a thing where if you're out and about following your advice, that's maybe you get into like a standard.
I feel like it makes sense that it's Indigo, but just from what you told me about when you were on your downtime, when you were bragging to everyone about the machine thing, so like people know your face.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if you don't want to do it, I could always.
No, I'll definitely do it. It's fine. Doesn't matter to me.
How did they pick you up, Indigo?
Telling the tales.
Are we somewhere that we are like docked?
I do definitely think you can't right away. Like this also spend a lot of energy just doing this stunt that you just did, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Even though you want to get out of IOTA, it's not as straightforward as you'd like it to be.
Maybe we're like refueling. And Indigo is out of the ship, like talking to the people who's like servicing the ship and stuff.
Oh, getting snacks.
Getting corn nuts.
What's his name? Like, who helped you repair?
Wasn't it Jal? He was the ship mechanic.
Yeah. maybe you see, you notice that, and you're like, well, shit. If I ever need Giles' help again, I kind of need to step in here, because maybe you see like two officers like pressing him in his little office for some stuff. And it'll probably turn out it's probably about you anyways.
Yeah.
So you interfering there, like, saves kind of your relationship with Giles.
For sure.
But yeah, so they take you in to question you. So staying a little bit on the meta level, you got a couple of options here. You either pay them off with 2 cred, or they sweat it out of you, which is level 2 harm, and you tell them what they want to know, which is +2 heat.
I can't sway them or anything?
No, but you can. Well, you can resist each of those consequences separately.
I'm gonna resist.
Which one?
The sweating it out.
Okay. And what's this look like?
Yeah, it's me just being cool as a cucumber, like just like arms crossed, leaning back, legs up on the table, like you're not. I've been through worse. You're not gonna get this out of me. Come on, I'm fucking Indigo Win. Do you know who I am? Like, she's so cool. She does not bother at all.
Yeah, so even when they keep you like locked up in the cell like overnight, you're not.
Yeah, she's just like, whatever. She doesn't care.
Well, there's something.
It's like one time I was hung up by my toes for 48 hours.
Nice.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I love it.
But you accept the that they kind of get some information out of picking you up, because this is going to add 2 heat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're getting away from Iota anyway. That's fine.
Okay, so that's another 2 heat, and you need to that's resolve. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't add any bonus die.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
But no stress, right?
Yeah, exactly. You roll a 6, no stress.
And then do I need to resist the one for the 2 credits?
No, because you could have paid 2 credits and saved you all that trouble.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they keep her overnight, she's just cool. She just leans back.
Yeah.
She probably like falls asleep, like loud snoring, just being annoying. She's annoying as hell. So like they probably regret taking her in.
Oh, definitely. And also they just took you in because they more or less had to, because they had to follow up on this stuff. They didn't really wanted to do that, and as soon as they got like a little bit of information that will like placate their superiors, they kind of let you go, because they don't want to deal with your kind anyways.
She annoys the living hell out of them.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah. They're glad to let her go. Yeah. She just comes strolling back from the Osiris with her hands in her pockets, just whistling.
Awesome. Cool.
Funny.
Yeah. And that's how you get out of Iota.
With so much heat. Oh my god.
Jesus. I'll go back to that system.
No, not for a long time.
So, looking at the time, it's probably not worth it to go into full downtime yet.
Makes sense. We can do that next time.
But we can talk about generally, like what we were talking about just before, where you kind of want to head, or what you kind of want to engage in next, if you have an idea.
I know for my 2, I want to lay low, of course.
You want to reduce it in Iota again,
yeah. And then I'll want to I will want to train. So I know that's what I want to do on mine. I don't know what I want to train yet, but I'll do something.
And you'll also get a 3rd. Remember that from you.
Only if you do the long-term project.
Yeah, so you can do a long-term project as a third thing.
Yeah, I don't think I hadn't thought of a long-term project one day. So
we could, and the other part of the question is more the where do you want to head as a crew in general at this point, if you have an idea.
I think it would be smart to start maybe getting some help from like a syndicate or something if Tyrese wants to reach out.
Yeah, getting involved with the mob won't go bad.
No. When has it ever gone bad?
Tyrese will say he'll deal with it. Yeah, he'll reach out to some people.
There's also, and this is maybe also more on a player level question. What interests us, right, to get involved? We still have like the mystery of Villainy that kind of developed a little bit further this time. If you want to explore that more.
I think for sure Indigo will start questioning Weven about the Eurobot.
Mm-hmm.
And about the telepathy thing, like, what you doing, friend? What's going on with that? Is that something you would continue to work on as a long-term project, Elle? Is making the telepathy, like working with Tyrese? Because you don't have a connection to Tyrese, I don't think.
I have a connection to people when I have line of sight with them, but I'm working on non-line of sight.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, question about that. Is that, do you need to be kind of attuned to the person? So someone that you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But you could try it in a pinch if you needed to with a stranger, probably. It's probably going to be in a tune roll or something, though, right?
Yeah.
I have a good question. Could I have healed my damage if I used the medkit? Because we have a medkit.
So recovery is one of those downtime actions to get rid of those.
Okay.
That's a thing to spend a downtime action on or two.
Yeah, I forgot. I might do something to get rid of my guilt.
You sure?
But that'll be dealt with next
often
session.
Nanny's gonna come up in this game?
With you? Who knows, Matthias? You've given me... I've given you a knife, and you will stab me with it.
I'm probably going...
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm probably going to focus on healing and then vice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do vice at least once, maybe twice if I need to, and then long-term project.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to finding that out. Yeah, and then I'd say then we can do XP because that also takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, sure.
What happened in session?
You want to start with
yeah.
Go ahead.
I did have a quick question. So if Tyrese is like doing his contacts to like find the next job, is that like some kind of role, or do I just say I have a contact and then I just kind of deal with it?
It's more a proposal of what you want the next job to be for.
Okay.
And we would just play that out. Right?
Okay.
So if you want to rob a bank, cool. We can do that.
And I can my move can probably help you with that. My I know a guy move.
Yeah, that's like one where you can actually like.
I can say what the job is. Yes. I can actually really help you with that.
Okay,
Josh.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a move where I can say two things about the job. I think
depends how much. I think you can pay for more.
Yeah, something like I know I can say at least one thing about like it can either be like it's not dangerous or it's easy or it's not from people we like or something. Like, I can say something about it, so it can help you out.
Do you have any unspent gambits? Or did you?
We have one that we didn't spend. Yeah.
Yeah. So remember that you can use that during downtime because they reset at the start of mission. So if you don't use one, it might be worth it. Like sometimes you need a lot of dice to acquire an asset that it's not really attainable otherwise to you and stuff like that.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah. Cool. Who wants to start, or do we want to start with the crew?
I think we should do the ship XP first.
Yep.
I say that because it's what I have pulled up.
So, Execute a successful extraction operation or capture of a bounty. I would say yes.
Did do the job.
Yeah.
Did do the deed.
I'll mark that for you. So,
I did it.
Oh,
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that away. Yeah, I did it. Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, now we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Content with challenges above your current station? Yeah, definitely. Like I gave you limited, right? Against like on the same level, I would be giving you standard mostly, but I made things hard. So
You did. It was not easy.
you did well, though. It was nice. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I think it's at the point, right? I don't know how you all feel that you get rewarded for being daring.
I mean, we are wanted in Iota.
We are wanted.
I feel like our reputation is being bolstered.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like people. The people that are like, those are some fucking daring people.
Yeah, the problem that I have with that is that we kind of did this, and the point was that like nobody knew that we did this.
Except for the point when you actually got yourself 3 heat at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for that. Okay, yeah, no, people know.
Yeah, and that's all on me. So I'm sorry.
The other question here is, it's definitely daring. Like you've like proven that multiple times now. Did you also develop a new one by now? Is there one that's developing that might not be fully formed yet?
What were they again?
What I like here is you often take jobs without questioning the jobs much.
That's fair.
Takes any job.
Yeah, I'll put that in.
Would be. I don't know. Do you want to take it already, or is this more?
I think we should wait. I think we should wait because I think we should see how we do in one more job. If we're because the thing was with that job, even Indigo was like, let's be careful about choosing a job, and they weren't careful about it at all.
Yeah.
Like money.
Express the gold strife's inner conflict or essential nature of the crew.
I mean, I think you saw Tyrese and Indigo deal with inner conflict.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
like
the inner conflict of the crew.
yeah, that was inner conflict inside of
Gotcha.
ourselves, not inner conflict amongst
that's
the
fair.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
fair.
We haven't really
That's more of our personal XP.
Yeah.
Fair.
But is there like an essential nature that it was? Just
Well, then again, you did see Tyrese lying to Indigo about what he saw, keeping that a secret, and then letting Weathen know that he was bullshitting. Like he's not opening up to them.
Yeah, I agree. That definitely expresses something here.
Yeah, I don't think I think that's probably the only thing that has sort of let into them. But I think that's a big part of Tyrese. Tyrese he doesn't see them as really friends. He sees them as acquaintances and coworkers right now because he's not opening up to them. Because Indigo revealed she saw something, but Tyrese kept it secret.
Yeah. Which may be a bit roll into a conflict we have to resolve.
Yeah. I think that's I think that shows an essential nature of the crew at this moment. There's a lot of distrust.
And I think like you saying that and agreeing on that also tells me something that this is actually a thing, and it's not just like that's how just the RP went today. No, it's actually a thing that you both feel. So I think
it is.
That makes it so. Here's another question. You are all very much in agreement about let's not have too much heat. You could also be like, fuck it, just give me all the heat, right? But you're all very much, yeah, let's kind of stay out of the law's eye. Is that true?
Indigo, I mean, I think she definitely doesn't want heat. She's someone in hiding. She doesn't want heat at all.
Same. My character's in hiding as well. He's not like wanted by his family, but he doesn't want to be found by his people.
Weapon doesn't want to go to jail.
Weapon can't make it in jail.
The alien race does not do
Too young to go to frog jail.
I'm too young to go to alien jail.
Great, I love it.
Oh God, is that our crew drive? We don't want to go to jail.
Sounds like it.
Crew drive. Don't go to prison.
Don't go to prison. We can't make it. I can mark it and start it next game. We can decide what our advancement's going to be if we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Since we still have to do personal XP and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we can decide that next time.
Yeah. Cool.
But it's and we'll do credit and stash next time because
yeah, for
we're
sure.
actually getting some stuff that we skipped last time.
Cool.
So who wants to do their personal?
Go for Indigo.
Oh, mine was I didn't get the desperate action. You adjust a tough challenge with charm or audacity. I think I did by resisting that with that command, resisting them trying to sweat the information out of me.
Yeah, definitely.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
A bunch of stuff with like you as a kid.
Well, I'm trying to wonder if that maybe fits more with you struggled with issues from your vice or trauma during this session, like that guilt. That sort of fits more with that, I think.
Yeah, but vice and trauma are like game-specific terms, not general vice and trauma, if you know what I mean.
Oh, the guilt of that. Yeah, that's harm. Never mind. I was getting harm and trauma mixed up in my head. Sorry. Yeah, okay. I guess then you did see I did describe a lot of her background and how she was, and how she changed a lot because she used to be this quiet little thing and now she's not.
Yeah, I think big time, right? I think that's like two, definitely. Like,
and I think I'm going to do 2 because I also expressed my drive that she ran away when someone was innocently killed. She doesn't believe in that. She doesn't believe in innocent and killing people. I mean, like, no reason for killing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can go in. So at the end of each, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't do any desperate actions today. I addressed a tough challenge with the guy. Threat of force. I lunged at the shadow guy to now tackle him, I would say.
You did. There might also. Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say also as well with the force with repairing.
Yes.
The thing. So I have an advancement, a playbook advancement, because that's all done up. But then I'm also gonna put this new XP into my resolve. Just for that, and then you express your belief, drive, heritage, or background. I think I expressed my background when we were going through the flashback of like what happened and his sister dying and stuff. And also I kind of like for like the heritage as well. Of just the mafia lifestyle of it all. With just like the hit on the family, and just like the kind of determinedness even from like the children in the guilds.
Yeah, and we now have this ominous guy with the
Shadow Man. Yeah, the Shadow Man.
Yeah, nice.
And then no vice or trauma. Because I didn't do any downtime. That's it. What playbook move do I want?
Okay, didn't roll any desperate actions. I did address a tough challenge with wisdom or the way. I attuned to the ship to get through stuff.
Very well, actually.
Yeah, I was better at doing that than I was at piloting. I don't know if I did that twice.
Well,
because I did it to pilot, and then I also did to do the systems check.
yes.
Yeah, you did.
And actually, that was quite key, that gather information roll there. Because that set up all the other stuff. Yeah. Definitely.
Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think that, like, Weaven's instinct to attune to the ship to just see if stuff was wrong instead of checking the instruments.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get another one because I'm really close to a playbook advancement. I'm trying to think of something else that Faye expressed.
I mean, I have a thing.
You did help. You did let
Yeah, Faye, like
Villainy
yes.
help,
Yeah.
which I think is a big showing how you feel about your bots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Indigo would have let Villainy help, which I think is a vast difference between Indigo and Weaven.
Okay, and then I didn't struggle with issues from my Vice of Trauma during the session. Almost got there.
Ooh, you got
almost
close.
got to trauma. Got real close.
So close.
We'll see how things go next session.
You need to take a long nap.
Yeah, I need to take I need to take a series of naps.
Indigo's just gonna come in and tuck Weaven in. Sleep good.
Here's the thing: if you do stress out and you get a trauma, all your stress automatically gets cleared. So if you want to do a free play thing where you get into trouble, you can think up a scene and frame that next time. It'll happen much more on your terms, I guess. But I don't know what you might be going after.
Yeah, we'll see.
Awesome.
Oh, that was very fun. We learned a lot about characters this week. A lot of backstories. I want to hear. We learned about Tyrese and Nico. I want to hear some of Weaven's. I'm a little anxious to hear some of that. Yeah, we can go around and any plugs, say where you are, all that good stuff. I'm gonna start with Elle.
Hi, I'm Elle. You can find me on Twitter at occasional Elle. A bunch of games. I think that the finale of our Invisible Sun game that Katie and I are in is this Monday.
Next Monday.
I don't know when things are.
The 22nd.
22nd.
No, 21st.
One of those days.
A day.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah. You can find the Dungeon World game that I run at twitch.tv/harpydora. We play at 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays.
Josh.
Hey, I am Pro Restarter. Super glad to be here. It was super fun. I do a slew of stuff throughout the week. I'm not going to go into all because we'll be here for like 5 minutes. But if you want to see what I do, be sure to check out my Twitter at Pro Restarter to see kind of like what I do. My schedule is always pinned on there. You can always find me as well on Twitch, Twitter, as I already said, on YouTube and Instagram, all under the same name. Thank you for having me and making my tough boy sad.
And Matthias, who always graciously runs games for me when I'm just like, Matthias, I want to play this. What about you?
Yeah, this was awesome. So much fun. Really enjoying this game, actually, with you. And you're also creative and come up with super neat things to explore. You can find me on Other Dog's channel tomorrow for Cold Ruins of Last Life. So we're returning with that. I think, on Sunday I'm in one of the For the Queen games, so I'm excited about that because I get to play.
You're in the one with me, aren't you?
Yes.
So it's 12 to 2.
Yeah. And getting to play with some people that I haven't played with before, and that's always exciting, especially with like For the Queen. It's such a good game. And next Thursday we're back with Monster Hearts, and I think that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching.
Thank you all so much for playing this wonderful game. It's so much fun, and thank chat for hanging out and for the raid and the subs. It was very nice. I don't have anything tomorrow. Like Matthias said, on Sunday I'll be in the For the Queen game on Off the Table. I'll also be playing BFF that night on Off the Table. Monday is Tales from Thurcia on Off the Table. Tuesday is Masks here. Wednesday on Little Red Dot's channel, we'll be starting Fate of the Appliance Wars, where I play a sweet, innocent, dented wireless mic named Mikey who can't control his volume. He's a sweet, precious angel. And then Thursday will be, I'll be on Scraticus' channel during the day running viewer games. And then we will be starting Witch Quest at 10 Central Standard Time that night here. And I believe on Friday, Adventures in the Wild Blue starts back up on Off the Table. I have a massive schedule, and there's stuff that hasn't even been announced yet. So it's going to be great. But thanks for hanging out. This will be up on YouTube later. And we will see you all later next week. Same time.
Bye.
Bye.